Nice to see you, hope you and your family are well, thanks for joining us. My name is Sophia and I'll be your guide as we dive through some of the world's oldest known writings that have ever been found. Writing did not develop until much later in human history, despite the fact that people first created art like cave paintings, figurines, etc., to represent the world around them around 40,000 years ago. Early pictographs were created from these cave drawings before becoming early writing systems. The world's earliest real writing systems were created by civilizations in and around Mesopotamia. These are the earliest confirmed texts from a number of clay tablets that date to this time period. The Tartaria tablets, for example, are sometimes cited as having the oldest writing, although experts aren't even certain that the symbols on these tablets truly signify a coherent writing system. A significant Egyptian artifact from the first 5 dynasties of Egypt from 3150 to 2323 BCE is known as the Palermo stone. Nobody knows where the Palermo stone was first discovered or when it was written, therefore little is known about its history. The Palermo stone was bought by Ferdinand Gadano in 1859 and his family eventually gave it to the Palermo Archaeological Museum in 1877. The term Palermo stone is sometimes applied to all 7 surviving fragments of the royal annals, including those held in museums in Cairo and London. The fragments are also sometimes described collectively as the Cairo Annals stone, although the term Cairo stone is also used to mean only those fragments of the royal annals now in Cairo. The Palermo stone and other fragments of the royal annals preserve what is probably the oldest historical text that survived from ancient Egypt and form a key source for Egyptian history in the Old Kingdom. Number 6 on our list is the Reforms of URUKAGINA. The Reforms of URUKAGINA are regarded as the first Bill of Rights or legal code in recorded history. Lagash was ruled by the Sumerian king URUKAGINA, who cared deeply about his subjects' quality of life. On 2 sizable cones, the reforms are written. The first one gives a description of the circumstances in Lagash at the time, while the second announces URUKAGINA's reforms. One of URUKAGINA's most significant changes was his campaign against corruption in Lagash. The chief boatmen, head herders, and fisheries inspectors who had wrongfully seized property were among the corrupt authorities that URUKAGINA fired. He also fired any priests who had accepted bribes and any other government employees who had utilized tax money for their own benefit. In addition to getting rid of corrupt leaders, URUKAGINA ended debt slavery and provided charity to the poor and elderly. He claimed that all of his actions were directed by the gods. The reforms can be dated back to the time of 2500 to 2340 BCE. While URUKAGINA focused on his reforms, known to us today from 6 inscriptions, 3 of them are almost identical. The kingdom of Lagash was systematically attacked by its deadly enemies in Umma and its king Lugalzagizi. URUKAGINA was not interested in wars outside Sumer and those at home, which resulted in the weakening of Lagash and its ability to maintain its borders and protect the people. Next on our list is the Instructions of SHURUPPAK. One of the many Sumerian tablets discovered at the Temple Library of Nippur, modern-day Iraq, was the SHURUPPAK Instructions tablet. One of the world's oldest and known works of literature is the tablet from Sumerian wisdom literature, which dates to roughly 2600 BCE. The Sumerian flood hero Ziusudra receives guidance from a father named Shuruppak in the literature of Instructions of SHURUPPAK. The tablet has been fully translated and contains some wise counsel, such as never purchase a donkey that brays excessively, never watch a fight, or allow yourself to get into one, and never curse too loudly since it will come back to bite you. Next on the list and from the same dig site is the KESH Temple Song, or Liturgy to Nintud. Along with the tablet you just seen, the Instructions of SHURUPPAK are considered the oldest existing pieces of literature in the world. The tablets were found at the Temple of Nippur in modern-day Iraq and come from the ancient Sumerian civilization. While other copies of the KESH Temple hymn have shown up, the oldest tablets date back to around 2600 BCE. Scribes copied the hymn faithfully, showing that it was very important to the Sumerians. The KESH Temple hymn has been translated and contains about 134 lines divided into 8 songs referred to as houses or temples. The hymn praises the city of KESH because its temple was chosen gathering place for the Sumerian gods. And that leads us to number 3. The Proto-Elamite tablets. The only writing system from the ancient Near East that has not been deciphered is Proto-Elamite. Researchers have been unable to decipher the proto-Elamite writing system, and they are still unable to read the tablets despite having more than 1,600 tablets and fragments to investigate. The proto-Elamite tablets, which come from the ancient city of Susa, in what is now southwestern Iran, have been dated to around 3000 BCE. Reflectance imaging technology was used in 2013 by a team from the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford to capture high-definition pictures of the proto-Elamite tablets. The more recent and accurate photos are being utilized to correct past findings and support efforts to understand the language of the documents. Taking us to number 2 is the NARMER palette. One of the most important Egyptian archaeological discoveries ever is the NARMER palette. The tablet, which dates between 3200 and 3000 BCE, is entirely intact and contains some of the oldest hieroglyphs ever found. Many academics think that Menes was also known by the name NARMER since the palette refers to him as the unifier of Egypt. Both sides of the NARMER palette are decorated with hieroglyphs that serve to identify Menes, the first monarch of the Egyptian Empire. During a dig at the Temple of Horus in the city of Nekhen in 1897, British archaeologists Quibble and Green made the discovery of the NARMER palette. Additionally, the archaeologists discovered NARMER's mace and another mace fragment with King Scorpion's name engraved on it, who is believed to have been NARMER's predecessor. And last but certainly not least, we have the KISH tablet. While there are many claims that older tablets from various places around the world represent the oldest writing, the KISH tablet is widely regarded as the oldest writing in the world. The tablet was found in Iraq at the site of the ancient Sumerian city of Kish and has been dated to around 3500 BCE. Although the KISH tablet mostly features pictographs, some of the markings represent the transitional stage between syllabic writing and the first true writing system called cuneiform. Today, the KISH tablet is on display at the Ashmolean Museum of Art and Archaeology at the University of Oxford. The Ashmolean Museum houses one of the largest collections of cuneiform tablets in the world. Well, we hope you enjoyed this study on some of the oldest writings in the world, and we wish you the best on your journey and pursuit of wisdom and understanding. From all of us at I.S.O.E, stay blessed, stay safe, stay woke.